Hi, everybody. It's Dr. Christine Anderson here. Dr. Chris is what my patients call me. And I am coming on tonight to give you a 1 year update on the AO frequency scanner by Solex. So, October of 2020, I started working with this amazing device and I was able to get it before they officially released it. So it was released in about February 2020. Um, no, 2021, just this year. Sorry, whew, losing track of time. And so I had been working with it for a little bit, and the company is continually making upgrades to the device, and they are adding things and improving things. And so I just wanted to come on and talk a little bit about that and sort of refresh what I talked about a year ago when I did a 5-part video series when I was scanning my Sun 7, which we'll just visit in a second. But let's just kind of dive right into this, and I'll kind of extrapolate as I kind of go on. So a couple of things. Number one, I did a couple of videos on frequency itself. And if you are new to frequency, you're going to want to check these out because this is what this device is about. And frequency really is everything that, as you are going to come and see. So find this video. I'm going to put a link in the description, as well as this video, my top 10 ways to raise your frequency. So besides the Solex AO scanner, which by the way is my #1 way to keep my frequency high, I've got 9 other ways. So if you're curious, go ahead and check that out. And here is the 5-part series photo of my Sun 7, who does look so very excited. This was one of the good pictures. He was a good sport. He helped me out. I was having technical difficulties, but he helped me out with this. And I went through just kind of showing how you do the scan, and I talked a little bit about the reports. But this was all new to me at the time, so I'm a little bit more savvy now. So let's just have a little overview about frequency. So it's all about frequency. Everything has frequency. So what does that mean? Well, it means that everything that you see, hear, touch, feel, taste, the chair you're sitting on, the cells in your body, the food that you eat, everything has a frequency. And what this is, it's a way that, well, if it's kinetic energy, it's the way cells are moving. If it's light frequency, it's how we are observing that light. Now, visible light, we can only see a certain frequency pattern above that and below that. So like in the infrared range, we can't see it visibly. It's not invisible light, but it's still there. Sound, same thing. We have the ability to hear sound in a certain frequency range, but if it's too high or too low for our ears and our brain to detect it, we won't hear it, but it doesn't mean it's not there. So this is, it takes a second to wrap this around your brain, but it is related to quantum physics. It's related to the works of people like Tesla, who understood that everything has an energy to it, a frequency to it. And our body's functions and production of things like energy and the functioning of the day-to-day aspects of what we need to live, so digesting food and breathing air and circulating blood, everything has a frequency that it is supposed to work at. And what Solex did is it has a blueprint of these frequencies that are optimal. So there's 122,000 of them that they've mapped out, that they know there's an optimal range for these frequencies to occur. So if our bodies are functioning at too high or too low of a frequency for that system or that organ or that cell, and it's not resonating, which means it's not moving. So the resonance, like when you ring a bell, that resonant sound is the sound that keeps going. It's going to have, your body's going to have trouble functioning. And then over time, this is how our systems break down, and then we start to experience symptoms over time. It's not always right away. Now, if you bang your knee, obviously you're going to feel pain right away. That's an acute problem. But our chronic issues are the ones that tend to be more debilitating over time. And those are the ones that kind of creep up on us. And it seems like overnight, whoa, where did all these things come from? Well, it didn't happen overnight. And this is why having a way to measure our frequency gives us a little window into what is actually going on with our body function. Because I don't know if you know this, but when you get lab tests done, when they draw your blood and they're looking for cholesterol and your iron and these type of things, first of all, the lab values that they use are based on the people coming into that lab. So it's an average. So if sick people are coming in, they're using sick people averages. So when I look at blood, I look at it a bit differently. But what they're also doing is they're looking for this magical number, so this range of quote unquote normal. And once you get over that range, then they say there's something wrong, there's a problem. Well, first of all, I look at a narrower range, but even within that, we want to be able to not get right up to that edge so that you can work on issues that are becoming chronic before they create problems. I hope that makes sense. It's really being proactive more than preventative. But with frequency, it's shifting all the time, true. And this is one of the reasons why when I see things that are constantly being out of balance on my scan, then I go, okay, this is something I really want to pay attention to. I don't want to just keep doing what I'm doing. Let's see if I can figure out what I need to do in my life to help support that cell system, whatever it is. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. So how does this work? Well, you're going to wear, I didn't grab it, I showed it in the other videos, but there's little bone conducting headsets. There's also a way to do this remotely, by the way. But there is a frequency that goes through the system, through the bone conducting headset. And so what the AO scanner does is it reads and interprets the energy, frequency, vibration, and resonance of the signals in your body. It's going to compare it to those frequencies that have already been established, that blueprint, and then using a noise canceling technology, the AO scanner will optimize the frequencies by using opposing frequencies so that your body's going to be able to reset and kind of bring you back to that factory reset and keep it at a frequency more for that established blueprint that's optimal. That's it. That's all it is. It is so easy. So when I pull up my scanner on my phone, this is what I see. And I've got it here for you because it's really hard sometimes to see on the phones what is written. So I've taken a picture. This one actually came out pretty good. And this is what I see. These are the features of the scanner. Quick scan, easy scan, inner voice, vitals. Body systems is a new system that they haven't fully put on. There's a preview. comprehensive, and SEFI, which I'll talk a little bit more about. So we're going to go into the quick scan for a second. Maybe we're not. Did I change this? Okay. I thought I put on the quick scan. All right, so when we go into the quick scan, since I thought I put this on there, but apparently I didn't. I'm going to try and show you this picture. Sorry about that. But this is what I see. There's a whole bunch of things. I'm going to read them off to you. So first of all, I can choose to check what supplements or therapies I'm going to need for my day, morning, midday, evening, or I can just do a custom check. So ahead of time, I've scanned in all my supplements into my device and I've categorized them. And so when I'm just going to click on custom here, when I click on, it brings up, I've got different categories here of detoxification, and boy, we're getting a nice reflective surface here. Here we go. Detoxification, overall health, blood sugar, heart, sleep, brain, immunity. So I can choose one of those, or I can choose a couple or all of them. And if I'm doing my morning or afternoon, I can choose which one I want in that. So I go in and I click on those. I've got my bone conducting headset on. I take 10 seconds and then it tells me what supplements I need. Isn't that amazing? So I have a ton of supplements, but here's the thing. I don't want to take those every single day, all those supplements. What if my body doesn't need it? Now, I can muscle test myself, but it's time consuming. It does take more than 10 seconds to go through and see what I need in the day. So based on my inner voice and my vitals and my comprehensive that I've done, so usually I do those first, then I'm going to be able to do my quick scan. So that's one of the aspects of it. And then the other is that there are frequency broadcastings I can do for aura clearing or as an aura shield, which is really important if you want to keep your energetic field clear of other people's energies. So I can imprint something, and oftentimes I will imprint some metals, some precious metals, or some crystals, like my amethyst. Sometimes I can imprint that. There's a new bracelet that's got tourmaline and sebum in it from Solex. So I will program that and just wear that. It's embedded in silicone. Or I can broadcast it if I just want to broadcast in that to affect me if I'm programmed in. So whoever's programmed in, it will protect them. You can also scan your pets and figure out what supplements they need. And you can do 3-minute boosts. So I could do a supercharger. So I can click on supercharger. And if I put my volume up, it plays a little tune. Now you hear that tune, but really underlying that are frequencies. So it's put, rather than just one of those tones that you hear, they did a really great job of putting it in some music so that you don't have to just sit there and listen to a tone. All right, so there's supercharger, focus, relax, grounding, and neuroaerobics. So brain aerobics. There's a frequency there for a quick scan for this aspect. The easy scan is merely doing the inner voice, vitals, and comprehensive, which I'm going to talk about in a second, I promise. But it does it one after the other. So you can't customize it, but it makes it very, very quick and easy to do if you just want to have a quick check on a daily basis, or just checking a friend to see how they're doing. All right, so let's go now to the inner voice. With the inner voice, what you're going to be doing is you're using a sound harmonizing technique that generates a balancing audio frequency that's derived from the voice spectrum in humans, and it helps then to listen to the tones to diminish the frequencies that are in excess and supplement the frequencies that are in lack. So what I do is I click the inner voice button and I say, I am Christine Anderson, and I keep talking for 10 seconds. And then this morning, this was the scan that popped up on my frequency. So there's going to be, you see 4 different colors at the bottom. Those top 3 were the ones where I had higher frequencies. And then the bottom one, the F, is where I had the lower frequency. But these colors here are actually, those 4 colors are the balancing tones to what was too high and too low. So for instance, that lime green was too high, so that has to do with conditional love versus unconditional love that you see in this little report here. And I should wear magenta glasses while I'm listening to my tones. And if I go into that, so I pop on headphones and then I play my balancing harmonics. So that's just, for instance, I can wear the magenta glasses at the same time that that particular tone is going on. And I can, or just wear them for a few minutes in the day, maybe 15 minutes. So this doesn't take a long time. It's taking way long to talk about it, that's for sure. But this is, you can do this as many times as you want in the day. So if you're having a moment where you're having a tough time, you can rescan your voice. You can listen to the tones again. You can't do it too much. This is really connecting that mind, body, spirit, the emotional aspect. And I find these to be really, really effective. If people do nothing else than the inner voice, some amazing things can happen. All right, so let's go to the vital scan. So the next one, the vital scan, this is akin to doing the types of tests you might do in a doctor's office, like your CBC and checking for nutrition. Here you see with my report with the red and green dots, I've got the nutritional aspects of what is going on with my body, and this was from today. And just briefly, so what I'm looking at here, the gray shaded area on the right, was the first time I was just checking to see what my frequency was. And then the left scan was after optimization. And the red dots mean that the frequency is out of balance. So again, it's checking the blueprint frequencies, where in the vital scan there's about 550 blueprint frequencies that are associated with bodily functions, blood, organs, glands, systems, toxicities like heavy metals, parasites, bacteria, viruses, that type of thing. A lot of stuff. So you can see here that most of it balanced out. There were a few B vitamins that did not balance out. And so because of this, during my scan for my supplements, I'm for sure going to make sure I check and see if some B vitamin supplementation might help me for the day. That's as easy as it gets. It doesn't tell me whether it's too high or too low. If it's too high, then it's not going to scan in that I need it. Usually B vitamins are too low because they are water soluble. The great thing is you don't have to know about these things, even though Solex is really great. They've got a university. Once you get your device, you have a way of learning about all of these things. So they do a really good job of education. And for my patients, they have me also to help them if they see these patterns of the red not optimizing. They could say, hey, I've got this area that doesn't seem to be clearing. Is there something maybe you can help me with to help that out? Now, 2 new things that they have added since I first started with this device are checking of meridians and chakras. So this is really cool. You can see in the picture there, my root chakra was having a bit of a problem today. And there's more information in the report. These are just little snippets just to show you kind of what it looks like. And then if you see, okay, the root chakra needs some support, then they offer some things that you might want to do. Or if you work with chakras and crystals and essential oils and things like that, like I do, you can use things to help those chakra levels. And guess what? There's also a frequency optimization for chakras in here. We'll talk a little bit more about this when we go to the SEFI program. But here we go, quantum chakras. So all I would need to do is click on root chakra and I can help support that just using frequency. And sometimes that is enough. All right, let's go on to the comprehensive scan. Now this one can get really, really overwhelming. It is providing a detailed, and I mean detailed, scan of frequencies from over 130 organs, cells, bones, chromosomes. So it is, as you can see here, this is talking about the liver detail. It's not just the liver, but the right lobe and the different aspects of the segments of the lobe and the veins and the connections and the everything that goes along with the liver. So it does get super detailed. To be honest, I often do not look at this report when I do it because I could spend hours looking at this unless I have something going on that I'm keeping tabs on. Then I might look at that. But even though I might do a comprehensive scan every day, and they have an option when you're doing the inner voice and the vitals, the computer will figure out which things to check on the comprehensive scan so that it's not overloading your system with too much frequency. So a lot of information here. This is where pretty much people get kind of caught up on this, but it's covering the cerebral cortex, brain segments, pancreas, prostate, liver, kidneys, lungs, blood, meninges, adrenals, your cells, digestive system, thyroid, chromosomes, gastrointestinal system, the basal ganglia, so the different parts of the brain, breast, female, mitochondria, rectum, reproductive system, stomach, urinary. There's the veins, there's a skeleton looking at the skull, the teeth, spine, ribs, arms, legs, pelvis, hands, feet, the nerves throughout the whole body, connective tissue, lymphatic system. I could go on and on and on. This is, when it says comprehensive, it means comprehensive. And then you can see that there's little dots there of different colors. Green is optimal. And then if you're going away from that, you start to see the colors. And then at the top there, you can see a percentage of how far away you are away from optimal. So after the optimization, I was closer to being optimal with my liver comprehensive scan. So that just gives you a little snippet there of what that's about. Oh, here's my quick scan. I did put it in. So you can see there all the different aspects that you can quickly do with the scanning for supplements and therapies. You can put those in too, whether you need chiropractic that day or acupuncture or yoga or whatever therapies you're using, you can add those in too. You can see the pet there and the 3-minute boost as well as the energetic auras. All right, now we're to the super fun part, the SEFI programs. That's the free, subtle energetic frequency imprinter, but it's also a broadcaster. So that left panel there is actually the menu of what you can do. And if you're imprinting, you can see that green erase button. I take away any negative. Before I imprint, I always want to make sure that I'm taking away any energies that have imprinted onto my crystals or my metals that I'm printing on. And then I can choose things. There are playlists I can make of energies. There are so many different things to this. With the quantum reach, you can see there to the right, abundance. That's one of the choices in quantum reach. I often use also love, forgiveness, and gratitude, stress relief, energetic shield I will use, immune support, health. There's so many things in that quantum reach. The quantum frequency is geared more to if you have problems. So with that, I've got hip issues. So I've actually created a playlist for my hips where I put in my hips and chronic issues, and there's that list goes on and on. I mean, from A to Z, there are so many issues listed on there. So if you have problems going on, you just scroll through. You can imprint something for that problem, wear it, or you can broadcast for 2 minutes or continuously, which I often do with a playlist I created for sleep, which includes things like Sleep Well and Sedative and Relax and Stress Free. And it just really so nice to put those frequencies on. And then the optimizing affirmations, there's a lot of other things in there, like helping people with anxiety is on there, autism is on there. I could go on and on. We don't have enough time to talk about all the aspects that are on here, but there is definitely something for everybody. Now, the SEFI frequencies were on here when I got it, but they added making the playlists, and they added the quantum flowers, the quantum chakras, the quantum homeopathics, and the Innergy Homeo-Energetix. And just a little talk about that. Quantum flowers are where you can imprint flower remedies. So if you're familiar with those, they're really great helping to support the emotional system. So you can plug in something like fear or despair, and it will pull up which flower remedy would be good for you based on all the scanning that you have done. So it's really a flower chosen for you. And then you can imprint that remedy onto water or sugar pellets or something like that. And the same thing with the homeopathics. I'm also a homeopath, so I know all about this, and I'm very excited because when I travel, or when I used to travel, I would always have to decide which homeopathics I would be taking. This is going to make it so much easier because now I just pull out my device. I can program some water or sugar pellets or whatnot, take that homeopathically, and then if I want to use the sugar pellets again, I can, because I can just erase that energy and add something more. It's pretty incredible. And then the Innergy Homeo-Energetix is more about ways to support the detoxification systems of your body, including things like vaccinations. So, pretty incredible stuff. All right, so let's just go through the new features. We've got the new quick scanning features, adding in those supplements and therapies, so helpful because you only want to take what your body needs. Otherwise, your body still has to process that, and it uses energy to do that. And it also, you're spending money on things that your body doesn't need So, why take it? It's got that easy scan, which makes it super easy. You just press one button and it does all 3 scans. You can scan your pets in places, so you can imprint by taking a picture of your home or a room in your home or your car. Whatever it is that you want to support with frequency, you can put it in there. And for pets, there's a collar that you imprint that is tagged to your pet. So you can do everything that you can do on a person, you can do on a pet. In the vital scan, they added the chakras and meridians. That's new since I first got it. New comprehensive report format. It used to be a diagram of, say, the heart with lines going through to the numbers to the areas. It's much easier to read that succinct, just 2 columns. On the SEFI, they created the playlist, the flowers, chakras, the homeopathics, and the Innergy Homeo-Energetix. The other thing they did was they tweaked the subscription rate. They used to have 3 tiers when they first started, but they found it was too confusing once they released it out to the public. So everybody gets all the features and it's for a lower price. So yay, Solex. All right, are you ready to get your scan? Do you want more energy? I know I have it now. Do you want to sleep better? Tick, yes. I know I am. Save money on supplements. Do you want abundance, joy, happiness, and health? This is going to help you get there. Do you want to release stress? Yes. Do you want to support all your body systems so that you can enjoy your life? I can't tell you this. It really has been a lifesaver. When I started using it back last October, we had over 6 months with lockdowns and mandates and rules and what is going on, and living in a city of Los Angeles, the energy and the frequency was so dense. I was doing all my other things, those 9 other things that I talk about for how I keep my frequency high, and I was doing them, and I was able to keep my frequency as high as I possibly could, but it was so much work. It was really so much work to do it. Once I started using the AO scanner, it was easy. Like, it was effortless. I could feel the joie de vivre coming back, the joy and the happiness, because when you are surrounded by lower frequency energy and you're trying to vibrate at high energy level, whoo, it's tough. It's tough. There was so much negativity. So this really it has made the last year joyful, really joyful, abundant, despite whatever else is going on. And that is the key. I'm not affected so much by all that negative energy. Not to say I don't have my moments, but now I have another tool that has really made a difference. And also, there was a little surprise when I had a blood test for my life insurance, and the AO scanner was showing issues with my cholesterol, which was surprising. And I thought, well, that's interesting because I am a vegan, but my dad has heart disease. And I'm not one of those that ascribes to you have to have a super low cholesterol diet, just because I know how important cholesterol is for hormones. And we make it in our body, but I just sort of took a note of it, and I wasn't really perturbed about it. But when I had a life insurance blood test, it was really confirming to me that this device is spot on when my cholesterol was a little high. So I've seen some other things similar to this working with other people, but that was my personal experience. Pretty incredible. So if you would like to get a complimentary, quick, easy scan, just let me know. You can contact me at losangeles-chiropractor.com. I'm going to put all these links to the past videos and my website in the description, so you can just click on that and just let me know you watch this video, you'd like me to do a scan. I can do it remotely, so that's not a problem, because you really have to see everything that this does. This is just a little snippet because it's so exhaustive as far as what it does. But this way you can see how this might help you. All right, that's it for tonight. So if you found this information helpful, please like this, subscribe, share with your friends, please. And down at the bottom, frequencies are similar to oxygen. You cannot see oxygen. You can't see frequencies. Well, you can in a very short range, but for the most part, you can't see down to the atomic level where these cells, these atoms are vibrating. But frequencies are vital for our life and health, and I can tell you myself experiencing it. That is absolutely true. All right, be healthy, be well, and I hope to hear from you soon, and I will see you next week, 6:30 Pacific time. If you can't make it then go ahead and just watch the replay. Have a great week.